Hello, Rishabh sir.
Hey, hi.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. So we can start with the session. We are live.
Okay, yeah, sure, sure, sure. All right, hi guys, hi everyone. Let me turn on my camera. Okay, am I visible? Guys, can you hear me? Can you see me? Yes, good evening, Bhavna, good evening. Okay, perfect. Then let me share my screen. Yep. So, is it visible? Yeah. So, is my screen visible, guys? Is my screen visible? Okay, cool, 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 cool. The props will be covered. Yeah, props will be covered today. I'll try to cover props today. Okay, so okay. First of all, tell me, do you guys have any doubts? Any kind of doubts you guys have? Voice is lagging. Is my voice lagging? Is my voice lagging for everybody? Is it? No. Okay, okay, okay. Then maybe problem with you only. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So, first of all, just let me know if you guys have any doubts in yesterday's session. First, let us take that, and then we will continue for the like today's session. Okay. Do you guys have any doubts in yesterday's session? Sir, please share zip file. Okay, okay, I'll share zip file of the code. Okay, then let's start. So, first of all, let me please give a short recap. Okay, okay, I'll give a short recap of what we did yesterday. So the first thing first that we did is like what is React and why we need React. Okay, so React is a JavaScript library. Okay, which is used to build single page applications. Okay, that is the main importance to use React, that we can build a single application by using React. Okay, then second thing is basically what we covered, the complete folder structure where we write code, what are the files, how it get loaded on the screen, and all those things. So that was what we covered. And basically whatever we need to do is in this src folder. So in this src folder we will try to cover each and everything, right? We will write each and every code that we are going to is in this src folder. Then we covered like what are components. So components are nothing but they are just like the functions, right? They are just like any other simple function that we see in the market. Okay, that is what a component is. And whatever a function can do, a component can definitely do. Okay, also it has a component has some additional advantages with them. Okay, now third thing like that we covered is import and export ka concept. So what is the concept of import and export? So we used to write certain imports and certain exports. So if I want to use anything that is not present in my file, right, any external entity, right, if I want to access any external entity in my component or in my file, I need to first import that, right? Why I need to first import that? So that if it is present in my file, if it is present in my component, then then only I'll be able to use it now. So अगर मेरे code में present ही नहीं है, if that thing is not present in my code, then how will I be able to use it, right? So that's why, to get access of all the external entities which are present in my component, we will use this import. Okay. No, 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 there is no. I don't have that with me as of now. So no worries. Actually, I'm suffering from it. So I need to continue like this only. Okay. Second thing, what is the concept of export? Okay. So the concept of export is basically if you want to use this component in any other component, okay, if you want to use this particular component in any other component, okay, so what will happen, you first need to export this component. Now we have done the example of that vehicle wala example. So if you want to use your vehicle to commute from your home to your office, so first you need to export your vehicle from your home, right? So that is the same concept we are using over there. So since I want to use this component in any other component, so first I will export it, and then only I'll be able to use it in any other component, right? And by default you can only export one component. By default you can only export one component, or I can say one function, okay. And if you want to export more, right, if you want to export more components or more function, then what you can do, then you cannot default export it, okay, you cannot default export it, you can simply export it, okay, you can simply write export and then your function's name, okay. So that was the complete concept of import, export, components, and all those things, okay. So now let me first clean these files which are not required. Let us clean this. App test is also not required. Delete this. Just a second, I'm just cleaning the code. I'm doing nothing but cleaning the code. Remove this, this, remove this, ये भी हटा दो. Remove this as well, remove this, remove this. Okay, sir, can you please report import and export in short? Okay, so already I have done that, but let me do it again for you. So if you are trying to, use any external entity, it now that external entity can be an image, that external entity can be a video, that external entity can be an audio file, it can be any other packages, it can be any other file. Okay. So if you want to use any external file, right, be anything, it can be audio, video, text file, right, any other library, right. So first, what you need to do, since that audio, that video is not present in your this component ना, वो इस component में present नहीं है. So first what you need to do, you need to bring that in your component, right, you need to bring that in your component, and then only you will be able to use that. Okay, so okay, so I am suffering from this cold, like cough wala problem. So no matter if I drink water, so still it will be there. Okay, but let me no worries, we'll continue. Okay. Yeah, it's just like header files in C++. Exactly. It's just like header file in CSS. Okay, exactly वैसा ही है. Now what is the concept of export? So अगर जो मैंने component बनाया है, might be a chance ना वो component मेरे को कहीं और किसी और file में use करना पड़े, right? So then we have to export it from here so that I can use it anywhere else. So हम क्या करते हैं, जो component मुझे use करना है किसी और file में, right, the components which I want to use in any other file or any other component or any other place, right, first I will export that component, and wherever I want to use that component I will import it there, right. There are two things, जहां जो यूज करना है उसको I will export, and जहां यूज करना है वहां पे I will import. Simple concept, ठीक है. Now React is synonymous, or React is synchronous or asynchronous. See, it's a JavaScript library and it will have the same behavior as JavaScript. Okay, so it is synchronous. That is done. Logo.svg, I want to remove it. And here I will simply write hello. Okay, so I'll simply write hello over here. Import required जैसा, हाँ exactly Manohar, import is just like as required in your JavaScript. Okay, it is just like that. Okay, so मैंने ये कर दिया है. Now how to start your application. Now the point is that now my application is done. Okay, now my application is done. Now how can I start that application? What is the way to start the application? Okay, let me just show you. It's very simple. So what you need to do is uh, okay, क्या हो गया? Let me open a terminal. Okay, so yeah, here in your source, okay, in your source, what you need to do, you will simply write one concept, npm npm start. What is happening? Start. Okay, so this is the concept which says npm start. Now what happens, this is the command to run your project, to run your react application. You simply write npm start and hit enter. Okay, and hit enter. So yeah, now see, it is getting started, localhost 3001, and whatever we have written over here, right? Whatever okay, so मेरा शायद screen share नहीं हो रहा होगा ना. Just a second, let me share my complete screen, because अभी मैंने complete screen share नहीं करा था. Okay, so is my screen visible now? Can you see this output? Can you see this output? Hello output. Yes, कहाँ है मेरा chat? Okay, yeah. Yes, perfect, 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 right? So now this my application is running on this localhost post number 3003. Now whatever I'll write over here, right? Now whatever I'll write over here will be visible on my screen. See, everything is visible. Whatever I am writing, everything is visible on the screen, right? तो यहाँ तक clear है? Start कैसे करना है? What is a component? What is a React and all those things. If it is clear till here, let us proceed ahead. आगे चलें. Let us proceed ahead. If it is clear over here, till here. Yes. Okay. Perfect. 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 Okay, perfect. So now, how to call a component, right? We have learned in yesterday's class, we have seen that we can call a component, but how we can call a component? To see, as I told you, this app.js, right? This app.js over here, what is this? This is a simple component. Okay, this is a simple component. Yes, it is a simple component, right? So now, since it is a simple component, and if I want to use it, okay, if I want to use it in any other component, say this index.js, this is also a component. So this is the way to call a component, right? This is the way, this you can call a component, right? This is a way to call a simple component, just like your html tags. Okay, just like your html tags, you can call a component. But now over here, remember this thing very carefully. This thing is very, very important, that always whenever you make any component, okay, whenever you make any component, make sure the first letter of the name of your component, right? The first letter of, like, your component's name should be always capital. Now why it should always be capital? Because see, the way we are calling this component is same as we call, like, as we use our html tags, right? It is the same way, right? This is the same way we are calling our html tags, and same way we are using this like component calls, right? So what will happen, our browser will get confused whether it's a component call or it's a tag, right? To avoid these kind of scenarios, okay, to avoid these kind of scenarios, what we will do, we will simply use this capital letter over here, right? We will simply use this capital letter. And if we are using a capital letter in the starting name of, your component, so what will happen, it will always take it as a component call and not a any element of html. Clear? यहाँ तक clear है? ठीक है, डन डन डन. आगे चलते हैं, राइट? सो नाउ, is this the only way to call a component? Is this the only way to call a component? No, definitely not. Yesterday, if you remember, I've said one more sentence, which was that everything that we can do with functions, we can do with components, right? Everything that we can do with functions, we can do with component, right? I told you this thing. So can we call a function like this? Can we call a function like this? Tell me yes or no. Can we call a function like this? Tell me. Janta, tell me. Where is my chat? Yeah, here is my chat now. यार Carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid. What is going on in the chat? Please don't distract. Right, distract मत करो यार, थोड़ा सा distraction होता है. ठीक है, तो I'll go like this so that I can see your chats as well as this. Now tell me guys, can we call a component like this? Can we call a component like this? Or maybe can we call a function like this? Is this the right way to call a function? Yes or no in the chat, everybody. Is this the right way to call a function? Yes, 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 yes. So now tell me, if this is the right way to call a function, if this is the right way to call a function, right? If this is the right way to call a function, and yesterday I said one thing that we can always, like, whatever we can do with function, we can do with component. I told this thing. I told this thing that whatever we can do with function, whatever we can do with function, we can do with component, right? So if we can call a function like this, if we can call a function like this, then we should always call a component like this now. What do you think? Can we call a component like this? Can we call a component like this? Yes, yes, Janta, yes, we can. Mark my words, guys, please mark my words. Mark my words. Everything that we can do with functions can do with components. Everything that is possible with functions is possible with component, right? But over here, since this is a syntax of JavaScript, so we need to just wrap it. We need to simply wrap it like this. If we are wrapping it in this curly braces, this is the right way to call a component. Now see, let me show you. Wait, come on, what happened? It's compiling. Some key blinding score fault. What is happening? What is happening? Slide control. Why is it in compiling? I can't. Okay. Yeah, npm start. Just a second. Yes. Starting development. See, can you see two times hello world and hello world? Can you see it two times? Janta, hello world and hello world? Right? 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 So that is the, see, hello world one time and hello world second time. It means we can definitely call it this way. We can definitely call it this way, and that proves my point, right? That proves my point that whatever you can do with your functions, you can do with your components as, right? So this is also the right way to call a component, and this is also is the right way to call a component. But which one to use? Which one to use? So we use this one, right? Usually in industry we use this type of component calling, right? We use this type of component calling, right? Tag form, in the tag form. But both the ways are correct. Both the ways are correct. Okay. Now tell me, now tell me, if I make a function, right, can I pass arguments and parameters? Tell me, can I pass arguments and parameters? We can now. We can now. So like suppose if this is a normal function, if this app is a normal function and I am passing this name over here, and I am passing this name, yeah, why my control is going again and again somewhere else? Just give me one moment, guys. Let me join the chat with this thing. Just give me one moment, guys, please. Start. So screen is very small. Yeah, I know screen is very small because I need to see chat as well. That's why I'm joining with my phone as well, so that you guys can see a bigger screen. Just wait for a while, please. Just wait a minute. Let me join with this. Okay, till then we'll continue. So suppose I am passing Rishabh over here, right? So what I did, I passed a parameter called Rishabh over here. Okay, let me get this. React Bootcamp, 2nd December. Just a second, YouTube link. Okay, perfect. So now tell me, since I have passed this as a parameter, though, do I need to receive it somewhere? What happens? What happens in your that thing? Like what happens in your just a minute. Yeah. Okay. So I'll see chat over here. Cool. Yeah, I can see chat over here now. I'll close this. I'll use big screen. Can you see now big screen? Can you see big screen now, Janta? Guys, can you see big screen? Yes, perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah. So since I have not, I have passed this as a parameter over here, right? So I am passing it as an argument over here. So I need to receive it now. I also need to receive it somewhere. Now, what I will do, I will go to this and I will receive that over here. I will receive that name, right? I will receive that name over here like this in this curly braces. You can receive it other ways also, but we will receive it like this. And if in here I will pass this name, let's see what happened. Why it is not coming? npm start. Yes. Okay, don't worry. Let's pass it as a props. And props would work, should work, I guess. What happened to him? Okay, let's do one thing. यहाँ पे मैं ऐसे पास नहीं करता हूँ इसको. Let us make a variable and we'll pass that variable. Would be better. अच्छा, my bad. Sorry. मैं यहाँ से pass कर रहा हूँ. Just a minute, guys. It was my bad. I am passing it from here. Let me make one other component. We'll pass it from there. So I'm making a new file, which is a component. component component.js file, right? I'm making this component file and RAFCE. Yep. Component. Okay. So now what I have done, I have just simply made a new file. Sir name नहीं किया print कहीं पर बस इसीलिए हाँ that I'm doing that. Don't worry, मैं अभी वही कर रहा था. I got to know that. Don't worry, I'm doing that only. So what I have done now, I have made a new component, right? Which is this. One is app component and one is my new component. I will call this new component inside my app component. So if I want to call this new component which I have made inside my app component, what I need to do? I first need to import it, right? Isn't it? Yes, import. Perfect. So I will import import component from this component. So this is my function, this is my component's name, right? This is my component's name and this is the path jahan se main usko import kar raha hu. So since I'm importing it from this path only, so I will give the part like this and yep, it is done. So now what I need to do, I have imported it and मैं इसको यहाँ पे क्या कर लेता हूँ, call कर लेता हूँ. Let me call it over here, right? Let me simply call it over here. So I have called this component and if I see, can you see this component and hello world? Right now you can see this component and hello world. So this component which you can see over here is coming from this new component which we have made. right? This is from this new component which we have made, and this hello world is present in my app.js. Now suppose if I have a variable, so const name is equals to react, right? This is a variable, and I'll simply copy this and I will pass it like this. So yeah, name, okay, I'll pass it like this and let me receive it over here. So यहाँ पे हमने क्या नाम दिया था? See, now try to understand this thing very carefully. What are we doing? What are we doing? Or maybe let's not do it like this. Okay, let's do it like this. So what are this? These are parameters, right? Just like the way we can pass the props and arguments, right? This is the same way. This is the same way. Let me try doing it like that. Let me try doing it like that. Com component, okay, which is like this. Okay, so now try to understand this thing very carefully. What is this? What is this? What is this? We are passing a, we are passing some parameter arguments. We are passing some arguments over here, right? We call this component, and we are passing some arguments over here. And make sure in your React application, okay, in your React application, when you pass any arguments, right, these arguments are known as props. Okay, these arguments are known as props, and the full form is properties. ओके, सो जब भी हम रिएक्ट में कभी पास करते हैं कोई आर्ग्यूमेंट्स, उनको हम बोलते हैं क्या? प्रॉप्स, ठीक है, which whose full, like उसकी फुल फॉर्म इज properties, right? So what we are doing, we are calling this component, okay, we are calling this component, and we are passing an object, right, which is a prop, which is a property, right? So we are passing this. Now since we are passing this argument, so I need to receive it. I need to receive it over here, right? So always remember, props जब भी हम pass करते हैं, right, they are passed as a, they are passed as a object, ठीक है, वो एक object की form में pass होते हैं. Whenever we pass some props, they are always passed as a in form of a object, right? So यहाँ से मैंने एक object भेजा, यहाँ से मैंने एक ऑब्जेक्ट भेजा एज एन आर्ग्यूमेंट, और यहाँ पे मैंने उसको एज अ पैरामीटर रिसीव करना है. नाउ द पॉइंट ओवर हियर इज, यहाँ पे मैंने दो चीज भेजी है. तो ऑब्जेक्ट के अंदर एक तो की होती है और एक उसकी वैल्यू होती है, राइट? नाउ व्हेन वी आर ट्राइंग टू एक्सेस द वैल्यू, okay, when we are trying to access the value, or when we are trying to access the value from an object, right, how we can access? We have to use the key. हम की का एक्सेस करके लेते हैं ना. तो यहाँ पे मैंने की क्या दी थी? की इज माय नेम, राइट? की इज माय नेम. तो यहाँ पे मैं क्या लिखूंगा? नेम, ठीक है. नाउ सपोज इफ आई वांट टू पास मोर आर्ग्यूमेंट, मोर प्रॉप्स, सो आई व्हाट आई कैन डू? एज, which is my, say, 18, okay, say which is my 18, right, suppose. And now comes my gender, ठीक है, gender, so I'll say male, okay, so gender is my male. If I need to get all these props, if I need to get all these props, or maybe let's not do it this way, इसको मैं यहाँ से कट करता हूँ, right? I'll cut it from here, I'll paste it over here and like this, ठीक है, ऐसे कर लेते हैं. So अभी what I have extracted, I have extracted name. Now suppose if I want to use this age, right, so I'm passing three arguments from here, three parameters from here. I'm calling this component and I'm passing three parameters from the here, which is name, age and gender. But over here I'm receiving only one, right? Over here I am receiving only one, right? So what I can do, what I can do, if I want to receive more, I'll write comma age, comma gender, right? So this is how I can simply extract these props. But make sure, always make sure, whatever you are passing over here, if it is name and n is small, right, then over here you need to write the exact same thing. No spelling mistake, no like case sensitive, nothing you can do, right? The exact same thing which you are passing from here, right? The key should be exactly same over here, right? Now, अब यहाँ पे if I want to print it, okay, if I want to get these things, so I'll simply copy this and I will paste it over here. Done. What happened? Okay, so I need to do it like this, and like this. Done. Let's see. Reload the page. See, React 18 and male. Uh, it should be case sensitive. So this is case sensitive. This React is case sensitive. Okay. Utpal, what you are saying is correct, but is correct only if I have written a prop over here. अगर मैंने यहाँ पे prop लिखा होता ना तब वो सही था, but since I have not written prop over here, right? क्योंकि मैं prop नहीं लिख रहा हूँ यहाँ पे. What does this curly braces signify? Yes, yes, yes. It's destructuring. It's destructuring the object. Yes, yes, yes. It's destructuring the object, right? Right, if you don't want to destructure, then you can simply write something over here, like maybe parameters, arguments, whatever it is, and you can then simply write arguments dot name, arguments dot age. You can do that, but since I have already destructured it over here, right, so I can use directly, right? That's why. Okay, now you come to know how you can pass a like props. How you can pass a props? Is it used to convert into the function? uh I didn't get your point, Varanasi. I didn't get your point, Varanasi. In React, keep expression inside curly braces. Tell joiners about apps extension, which is helpful. Okay. सर इनके नोट्स मिलेंगे. Notes, yes, notes you will get. So notes you will get. We have already shared that. Notes you will get. Okay. So yeah, this is the way to call a component. Now, suppose this is a traditional way, right? If I'm not calling a component like this, and if I'm calling a component like this, the new way, right? Then how will I pass the props? Then how will I pass the props? Okay. So over here, you simply can pass it like this. So I'll copy it and I'll pass it like this, but it will be like is equals to, the way we used to pass the what we call attributes, right? The way we pass the way okay, yeah, the way we pass the attributes, right? It is the same way. You can pass the same way you pass attributes in your tags, right? So is tarike se, what are this name, age and gender? These are the props. Okay, so if I do it like 19 over here, and female over here, and HTML over here. So see, HTML 19 and female, React 18 and male. So now what happened? Now what happened? I have one function, right? I have one function. I have written one logic, and I am calling that function again and again with different data. That is the use case of component, right? Like what I did, I made the component once, right? Once I have written the logic, and now I am again and again calling that component. That's it, right? That is the advantage. That is the advantage of using the component, which is reusability. Okay. Now, how to call a component, how to build a component, what are props? Is it clear? Is it clear? Janta, yes or no? Is it clear? Yes, 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 yes. बाकी लोग, yes. You're done, yes. Okay, so I'll repeat it once again for you guys. जिनको समझ में नहीं आया, I will repeat it once again. Okay, so what I did, I just made a simple component. Okay, I just made a simple component. So when you are making a component, make sure this statement is necessary always. Okay, not always. You can delete this as well. No worries. So yeah, so what I did, I made a function, right? I made a function and I returned a JSX from that function, and I exported that component. Now, why I exported that function or component? Because I wanted to use this component somewhere else, right? So since I wanted to use this component somewhere else, so what I need to do, I need to export it, right? So I simply exported it, and I want to use it over here. So what I did, I imported it over here, right? So I exported it from there. I imported it from here, like I imported it over here, and I called it, right? So I called it in both the ways, the traditional way and the new way, right? So when in traditional way, what I did, I passed some parameters, or I pass some arguments, right? I pass some arguments. But if it's a React, right? If it is a React, then the arguments that you pass in over here will be in a form of a object, right? That will be in a form of object that are passed in the form of an object, right? So I have passed that argument in the form of an object, right? And I'm receiving it over here, just like we do in normal functions. Okay, this is just like we do in the normal functions. ठीक है, मैं वैसे ही करता हूँ, right? So now, since it's an object, right, since it's an object over here, so we have two options to receive an argument. Either I receive this complete object, right? So these are the two ways, let me tell you. Either I receive it like this, obj. Okay, what happens, obj, right? So I can receive it this way also, or I can receive it like this also. So if I'm receiving it like this, okay, let me do that as well. Yeah, so if I'm receiving it like this, right, then how will I use, I have to use it like this, obj.name, obj.age, or obj.gender. Why? Because in this format I am receiving the complete objects, and the props, the properties, the arguments or the parameters that I want to use is currently present inside my object. So I need to get it from the object, which I how I can do that is by obj.name, obj.age, or obj.gender, right? One is this way, which is a traditional way. The other way is like this. The other way is like this. What is this way called? This is known as destructuring the, this is known as destructuring the what? Destructuring your object, right? So what I did, I destructured my object and I simply used it. Is it clear, Janta? Is it clear, guys? Yes, no? What do you say? Clear? Traditionally ways little tidy. Yeah. Traditional ways little tidy to understand. However, more ways. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. G sir. Also, when does the code is long restructuring? Not. It is not destructuring. It is sorry. It is not restructuring. It is destructuring. So, we don't need to use console logs to show. No. We may use that, right? Console logs are always important to get the confirmation, right? Console logs are the best debuggers of your JavaScript and React code. Okay, without console log, you can never write a code. Without console log, you can never write a code. Okay, so console logs are the best debuggers. Okay, props clear है? Shall we move ahead? आगे चलें अगर props clear है तो. अगर props clear हैं, shall we move ahead, जनता? Yes. Okay, thank you for the compliment. Repeat. अरे फिर से repeat करने हैं. Okay, one last time. So what are props? So basically, props are the additional properties. Okay, how to import array as a prop? Okay, I will show that as well. Don't worry, I will show that as well. Okay, so what are props? Basically, props are nothing but some additional properties. Okay, or maybe you can say some data, right? Props are data which you need to pass from one component to other component. Basically, it's a data sharing. So see what happens, just understand it with the concept of functions, right? When you make a function, right, when you make a function, okay, uh decline. Okay, yeah, so when you are making a function, so what will happen, you make function somewhere, right? You make function somewhere, and what that function does, you always call that function multiple times, and when you are calling that function multiple times, you pass certain arguments and you receive it as a parameter, right? That is exactly what you are doing, right? That is exactly what you are doing. So this is the same case, right? This is the same case over here, that what you are doing, you are calling some function, over here, like this is the way you are calling the function. And what you are doing over here, you are receiving some arguments and parameters, okay, and you are simply using it, okay. Done. Clear, eh? And that is what a props. Yes, you can access it by the name props.name. You can access it by the name props.name as well, no worries. Okay, now comes the concept of states, right? अब बात करते हैं states की. What are states? Anybody? What are states in React? Anybody? States क्या है React में? What are states in React? किसी को आता है क्या? React में states क्या होती है? Phases of UI. No. Small container nahi. States basically transactions, dynamic rendering, data which changes with every render. Kind of, not perfectly correct. State in React, state is an inbuilt object used to manage data or information that changes over time within a component. Yes, that holds dynamic data event के बाद के changes. Okay, so basically what are states? States are nothing but a variable. That's it. State is nothing but a variable. Okay, variable which keeps on changing multiple times. That's it. That is a state. So if I want to change the value of some variables multiple times, okay, within my code, within my component or whatever it is, I can I can always use the variable. I can always go with state. So state is a type of variable, right? State is a type of variable which we can always use to change the data. If we have some data which we want to use change continuously, right? Then we can use a state for that data. So what it will do, state are basically variable which can change over time exactly as per our requirement. Exactly, Dara Singh. Okay, now how we can make a state? Okay, so const state comma set state and use state. Okay, so now yeah, react.useState. So there are two ways of this is what we are defining the state. Okay, this is what we are defining the state. So this is my variable, so this is a const. Okay, let it be variable. Then this set state is a function, and this is like defining that this says this tells that we are defining a state. Okay, so we have to use a inbuilt method of React, which is use state. Now, why this React is over here? Why this React is over here? Tell me, anybody who could tell me why this React is over here? Anybody? It's the same concept which we used over here. The same concept which we use in importing, like in props. तो props में हमने जो concept किया था, वही same concept यहाँ पे लगा है. React.useState पे. Not DOM, not DOM, not DOM. No, anybody? I will tell you, but let's try now. I'm telling you the same concept which you see in props. As we have not imported use state in import, it is a replacement. Yes, we can do that. React has a function use state. Yes, exactly. Need to import use state. Okay, no, let me tell you. Wait. Some students have given right answer. So see, what is React, right? React is an object. Try to understand it in this way. Okay, try to understand it this way. So see, React, this is my React. What is React? React is an object. Okay. And it has use state. It has use state as a function, which is a function. What happened? Okay, which is a function, and I'm just trying to make you understand like what is it. Okay, and here comes the logic. Okay, okay. Then we have some other things, say use effect, right, which again is a function. Copy it, paste it. Okay, now see, what we have. We have this use effect, we have right, we have use effect, we have use state, and everything is inside this react, right? Everything is, अच्छा, screen is not visible. Okay, just a minute, just a minute. Is it visible now? Is it visible now? Okay. Sorry. My bad. Right. So this React, what is this React? This React is a, this React is a, I can say this React is a object, right? Suppose this React is an object, okay? And this object contains lots of functions, lots of variables, and lots of things, right? Lots of things, right? Now suppose if I want to use state, if I want to use state, how will I use it? Like this, react dot use state below, yes or no? Like this only now. Tell me, if I want to use this use state, and since it is inside this react object, so I will use it like this only. Yes. Yes. And if I want to use this use effect, I will use it like this. I will use it like this. Say yes or no. Say yes or no. Right? Yes. Yes. So that is the exact same thing. That is the exact same thing which we are doing, over here. So since this use state is a function, React is like a library or function. Kind of. You can say that. Yes, you can say that. Right. So now see what we have over here. We can use this way as well, and yes, definitely, Darasing, you can use that. Yes. So that is exactly why we have used this use state like this. Now suppose if I want to remove this react dot, अगर मुझे इस react dot को remove करना है, तो अब ये react क्यों आया? See, we have imported react now. We have imported react over here, right? That's why we have the access to this react, since we have imported this react in my component, right? So this, now I can use this react in my component, and as I told you, this react is an object which contain lots of functions, right? So this react over here is an object which has this function, and since I want to use this use state function, so I can import it from this react. So I'm using it like this. But now suppose what I want to do, I don't want to use this. I don't want to use this react dot, and I directly want to use this use state. How will I do it? What I need to do? Did you got the question? Did you got my question? मुझे react यहाँ पे use नहीं करना. मुझे directly I want to do it like this. I want to use it like this directly. How can I do this? If I want to use it directly like this, how can I do it? Exactly, I need to import use state, right? But but how will I do it? I have to do it like this now. I need to destructure it now. See, I need to destructure it now, because that use state is something which is present inside this react object, right? So if I'm importing it, so I will be importing it by destructuring it, right? So यहाँ पे मैं इसको destructure करते हुए उसको import कर रहा हूँ. Point समझ में आया? Did you got the point? माय गॉड, इतना बड़ा मैं नहीं पढ़ रहा हूँ. आई एम सॉरी, इतना बड़ा मैं नहीं पढ़ पाऊंगा दोस्त. यहाँ तक कोई दिक्कत? How to import use state and why we were using react.use state and now why we have removed that react dot wala part. Is it clear till now? Anybody any doubt? No, Flash, no. We will not use import React from use state. Instead, we will use import use state from React because it is present inside React now. So we will do it like this, vice versa of what you are saying. ठीक है जी, clear है? बोलो yes or no? आगे चले. Could you repeat it in a short way? Okay, yeah, I can definitely repeat that in a shorter way. So yes, what I explained to you right now is that we have this use state, right? So we have to what are state first of all? What are state first of all? State is something which, state is nothing but a variable whose value we want to change continuously, right? State is nothing but a variable whose value we want to change, right? Very frequently or continuously, you can say. So basically, any variable whose value we want to change, right, is known as state. Okay, is known as state, and this is how we define our state. Okay, this is how we define our state. So first one is the variable name. So in this array, this is the variable name, and the second set state is a function. Okay, so now this state can be like this also. So it can be like name and set name. This name and set name. It can be like this, age and set age. It can be like anything. Okay, it can be like anything. So these are state in which your state, name and age, these are the variables. So just like you use your variables, you can use this. You can use this. And this set state, set name or set age is a function which we will use to change the value, to update the value, to update these values. Okay, so now and since we are using this use state, and this use state is not present, this use state was not present in my component, so I need to import it, right? I need to import this use state from React. Okay, what was your question, sir? प्रोजेक्ट के टाइम में ये सिंटेक्स याद कैसे रखें, यानी सिंपल ट्रिक, कॉमन थिंग्स बड़ी जब तक हम प्रोजेक्ट पे पहुंचेंगे, तो प्रोजेक्ट पे ऐसा होता है, प्रैक्टिस करते करते ना अपने आप ही चीजें याद हो जाती हैं, तो वो प्रैक्टिस करोगे, इट विल बी वेरी क्लियर. What is state and what is set state? I hope this answer. State is normal variable, just like a normal variable. This is a variable, and this set state is a function. Okay, this set state is a function which we will use to update the value of this state variable. Okay, that is it. हाँ, what does zero imply? मैं आ रहा हूँ. And inside this, over here, this zero, right, this is the initial value. This is the initial value. So if I show you over here, if I print this state, okay, so if I print this state over here, see, you are getting zero. You are getting zero over here, right? If I'm printing that state, you are getting zero, right? So and if I do और भाई क्या हाल चाल, right? So see, you are getting और भाई क्या हाल चाल. Is it? So this, anything that you have written inside this, right? Anything that you have written inside this function as an argument, right? Whatever you are writing this function as an argument, right? That is the initial value of this variable. So this is something like this. Okay, so let us understand it something like this. Const state, which is equals to this. So it is exactly like this. This means this means this. This is exactly like this. Okay? Okay? This is exactly like this. Done है? समझ में आया? It works as a combined variable and console log. No, Flash. It is working as a console log because I've printed it over here. Now see, I've used that variable. I've used that state variable over here. Now that's why it is working. Right? If I remove this, it will not work. See, now it will not work. If I reload, see, everything is gone. right? So unless and until you are using that variable, right? If I'm using this variable over here, then it will work. See, that's why it is working. Got it? That means we are giving value inside braces for variable, right? So see, yeah, what is the concept of these braces over here, right? Anything that you see is a JavaScript, right? So what is this? This is a variable, right? And we want to print the value of variable. It's a JavaScript code. So every JavaScript code will be inside this curly braces. Every JavaScript code that you have to write will be inside this curly braces. Since it's a variable and we have to print the value of this variable and it's a JavaScript code, so what we are doing, we are putting it inside this curly braces. So in your JSX, everything that you see, right, everything that you want to use and is a JavaScript code, you have to put it inside this curly braces. Done hai? Done hai? Yeah, and if you want to change the value, then what you will do, so simply I will say that, okay, if I'll make a function now, I'll make a function, say I'll make a function, say change value. It will get some parameters, and here I am using what? Set state, set state, bye bye, right? So now see what is the initial value. Now see what was the initial value. So initial value was or bhai kya hal chal, right? And that you can see over here as well. See, or bhai kya hal chal. And I have made a function who is change value, right? I made a function who is change value, and when I call this function, I am updating this set state value with bye bye. I'm updating this set state value with bye bye. Okay. So now suppose, let me make a button. Okay, let me make a button over here now. Okay, and on click of this button, okay, and on click of this button, what we are doing, we are calling this change value function. ठीक है, let's see. ये देखो, अभी यहाँ पे क्या है, और भाई क्या हालचाल, राइट? यही है, और भाई क्या हालचाल। अगर मैं इस पे क्लिक करता हूँ, सी बाय बाय में कन्वर्ट हुआ ये, बोलो यस और नो। सी, हुआ बाय बाय में कन्वर्ट? यस। If I again reload, right, it is और भाई क्या हालचाल। If I click on this button, it is converting into bye bye. See. Yeah, I'll make a simple statement to define set state. So set state is nothing. Set state is nothing but a function. Set state is a function which is updating the value of this variable. That's it. Set state is a function which we are using to update the value of this variable. That's it. That is what the use of set state. Okay. So abhi what is there? The initial value is or bhai kya hal chal, and we have made a function in which I am updating the value of that variable to bye bye. And what I am doing, I have called that function on button click. So whenever my button is clicked, this function is called, and when my function is called, this variable ki value is being updated to bye bye. Bolo, any problem yahan tak? Exactly, the value can be updated by user. Exactly. Any problem so far? What is the difference between set and use state? Array, set state is a function which is used to change this state variable, and use state is a property of React. Use state is a function of React. Use state is a functionality of React, which is taking these two parameters. One is state, another one is set state. It's something like this. See, it's something like this: state comma set state. It's something like this. So this is a use state function. Okay, let me show you how use state function works. Okay, so return यहाँ पे return updated state. Okay. So what it will do, your this function, your this use state function will take two things. One is state and one is set state. And whatever you have passed inside this set state, it will return with that updated value to update. Sorry, what? Why is it showing twice? Arey yaar, because no, I have called it twice. Who says I've called it once? See over here. One is this, one is this. I have called it twice now. Why it is? I have called it twice. That's why it is showing me two times. Okay, one is this, one is this. Okay, okay. Okay, cool है then. Cool है then. Let us take a break of 5 minutes. ठीक है, 5 मिनट का break लेते हैं, and then we will make a counter application. Okay, let's take break of 5 minutes, and then we will make a counter application. Okay, done है. चलो, let's take a break of 5 minutes. We'll come back. All right, guys, shall we start again? Janta, shall we start? Yes, no, maybe. कुछ तो बोलो. Yes, okay, cool then. Cool. So, first of all, let me clean this mess up. So yes, I'm calling a component over here. Now see what we are trying to do. Now we are trying to make a counter application, right? So what that counter application will do, every time I press on plus button, it will increase the count, and every time I press on decrease button, it will decrease my count. Okay. Okay. So I'll set one thing. I'll change the state to count. Okay. I'll change the state to count and set count, and I will keep their initial value as 0, right? I will keep their initial value as 0. So the initial value of this count is 0. So now here is 0. Sorry. So now if I'm writing state over here, right? If I'm writing state over here, so what will I see in the output? Tell me. What will I see in the output? Tell me. Janta. Bye bye. Why bye bye? We will see 0 now. Oh, state is not defined. Sorry. Sorry. My bad. Yeah, now what we'll see? Now what we will see? 0, right? Now we will see 0. Exactly. So let's see, reload the page. What happens? Change value. Okay, sorry. इसको भी ऐसे कर देते हैं. Yeah. Yeah. Can you see 0? You can see 0. Let me remove this hello world also. Yeah, hello world is from here. Let us remove this. Okay. Yep, 0 is there, which is perfect. No worries. And instead of this click me, let us write add over here. And we will make one more button which says minus. Okay, G. Okay, add minus. So now what I need to do? Now what I need to do, whenever I click on this add button, my this should get increment by 1. Okay. So, okay, let's make a function. Let's make a function over here. Function increment, which is like this. So over here, what I'm doing, see, over here, function, what I'm doing, set count, which is count plus 1. So abhi what is my count? Abhi what is my count? My count abhi is 0, right? It is 0. So when I'll call this function, right? When I'll call this function from here, right? If I click on this add button, what will happen? This function will get called. This function will get called, and it will set the new value to this count, which is the current value plus 1. Right? So if current value is 0, so it would be 0 plus 1, that is 1. So what this will do, this will set my count as 1, and it will update this count value to 1. Right? And then next time I will again hit this add button, right? What will happen? And when we again hit this add button, what will happen? Now the count value is 1. So what it will do, 1 plus 1 will be 2, and it will set count as 2. So this count will be updated to 2, right? Now, if I press it again, right, add button. So what will happen? Now the count value is 2, right? Now my count value is 2. It will count plus 1, that will be 3. Set count will be 3, and it will set my count to 3, right? Let's see if it is working. Add kiya maine 1, add kiya 2, add kiya 3, add kiya 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's working. It is working, right? Working perfectly fine. Now what I need to do, same thing, Same thing I'll do for decrement, but instead of plus, I will do minus and decrement. I'll copy this. I'll call it over here. And yes, let's see whether it's working or not. If we directly, no, you cannot directly use set count plus one na, because what is set count? Set count is a function na, buddy, Utpal. What is set count? Set count is a function. How you can do like function plus one? You cannot do it na. Plus one, you can do it with a variable na. How you can do it with function? There is no way to do it with function na. That's why. खांसी अरे भाई मेरी खांसी आई एम नॉट श्योर लाइक क्यों हो रहा है एनीवेज आई एम सॉरी फॉर दैट Flo explain one more time. Okay, I'll explain that one more time, but let's check the decrement function, right? Let's check the decrement function. See, decrement also working, increment also working, decrement, yep, working fine. So convert this to inline function. Okay, I can do that, no worries. Yeah, मैं कर रहा हूँ, मैं कर रहा हूँ. दर्द दिल की दवा नहीं मिलती दोस्त. दर्द दिल में तो एनीवे छोड़ो, वहां नहीं जाते हैं. ओके, लेट अस सी दिस वंस अगेन, राइट? अरे भाई कहाँ चले गए तुम लोग? कम बैक जनता, कम बैक, कम बैक. लेट्स नॉट गो देयर. ओके, ओके, राइट, लेट्स नॉट गो देयर. वहां पे नहीं जाते हैं. कम बैक. ओके, या. So what I did. अरे ये मेरी लाइन मत चुराओ भाई. क्या बोलती जनता? इज माई लाइन. ओके, ओके, या. So see what we did. We first define a variable, right? We first define a variable count and set count. Okay, we first define a variable, state count and set count, whose initial value is 0, right? Whose initial value is 0, and we printed that initial value over here, right? We printed that variable over here, right? So now what will happen? I have made two function. One is increment function and one is decrement function. So in increment function, what I am doing, I'm just updating this count, right? I'm just updating this count to +1. That's it. I'm doing nothing. तो जो मेरा previous value थी, right? जो मेरी previous value थी, उस previous value को पकड़ के लाया मैं, राइट? उस प्रीवियस वैल्यू को पकड़ के लाया मैं, एंड उस प्रीवियस वैल्यू पे मैंने +1 कर दिया. दैट्स इट. सो मेरी प्रीवियस वैल्यू अगर 0 थी, राइट? इफ माय प्रीवियस वैल्यू वाज 0, देन व्हाट आई डिड, मैंने उस प्रीवियस वैल्यू, अब वो प्रीवियस वैल्यू कहाँ स्टोर्ड है? वेयर इज दैट प्रीवियस वैल्यू ऑफ माइन? सो दैट प्रीवियस वैल्यू इज इन काउंट वेरिएबल, राइट? सो मैंने क्या किया, उस काउंट वेरिएबल को +1 कर दिया. दैट्स इट. खत्म. एंड वही अपडेटेड वैल्यू मैंने सेट काउंट में स्टोर करा दी, एंड सेट काउंट से मेरा काउंट अपडेट हो गया. सो जो पहले मेरा 0 था, उसमें मैंने +1 किया और वो मैंने काउंट में सेट करा दिया. तो 0 + 1 विल बी 1. सो मेरी जो अब काउंट की वैल्यू है, दैट इज 1 नाउ. सेम वे अगर मैं दूसरी बार आता हूं, सो नाउ द वैल्यू ऑफ काउंट इज 1. ओके, अब मेरे काउंट की वैल्यू क्या है? 1 है. सो मैंने यहाँ पे क्या किया? 1 + 1. 1 + 1 will be equals to 2, right? So this will be replaced with 2. ये पूरा मेरा 2 से रिप्लेस हो जाएगा. तो मैंने सेट काउंट में क्या चला गया? सेट काउंट में 2 चला गया, एंड ये काउंट की वैल्यू अपडेट हो गई 2 के साथ. दैट्स इट. सिंपल. क्लियर? मैं इंजीनियरिंग छोड़ के फिल्म क्यों नहीं करता? अरे yeah, you can do count minus minus and count plus plus also if that works. See, try doing it. एक बार ट्राई करना, करके देखना. फिर मैं इस पे कल डिस्कशन करूंगा, ठीक है? करके देखना, फिर मैं इस पे कल डिस्कशन करूंगा काउंट प्लस प्लस एंड काउंट माइनस माइनस पे. ठीक है, डन है जनता यहां तक? एनीबॉडी, एनी डाउट्स? लेट मी नो. Participants. Let's upgrade. Make host. Do you have any doubts? No doubts? Sir, I got lots of errors. Why you got lots of errors? Thank you so much, buddy. No doubts, no doubts, no doubts. Clear. I understood. No doubts. Okay, Ji. Perfect then. If you guys don't have any doubts, should we end the session? And please, okay, एक बार घर पे try creating a stopwatch. Okay, एक बार stopwatch create करना, right? एक बार stopwatch create करने का try करना. It's a homework. Okay, it's a homework. Please try to create a stopwatch and see if you are able to create a stopwatch or not. Okay जी, हो जाएगा. कुछ नहीं है, मतलब एक सेट टाइम और एक वो लगाना है, सेट इंटरवल वगैरह का. हाँ एग्जैक्टली, टाइम इंटरवल, एग्जैक्टली एग्जैक्टली. सो एक टाइम इंटरवल से इट विल वर्क, है ना? सो एक बार ट्राई कर लेना एंड सी हु कैन डू, हु कैन नॉट डू. सर रेफरल दे देना. अरे भाई, इन एवरी सेशन ये क्वेश्चन तो पक्का होता ही है, सर रेफरल दे देना. स्पेलिंग गलत है, सही बात है. Why not directly put increment on click? Yeah, we can do that as well. You can do that. कोई issue नहीं है. We can do that. Advait, we can do that. We can directly put increment function. Yeah, we can do that. I don't know why I did that way. I myself is now thinking that yes, I could do it this way only. Yep. Please explain me what do I do? Arey, please explain you what do I do? What is your problem? Sir, I am in final year BTech CSC, so please give me any suggestion what to do. See, you can always do React. Now, bhai, React is like everywhere. So if you are React ready, मतलब if you guys say ना कि तुम्हें React आ गया है, अच्छे से आ गया है React, then I can guarantee you within a week you will get a job. इतना डिमांड है मार्केट में, सीरियसली इतना डिमांड है मार्केट में, दैट इफ यू आर सेइंग दैट रिएक्ट, यू नो रिएक्ट वेरी वेल, आपको रिएक्ट आता है, देन विद इन अ वीक डेफिनेटली यू विल गेट प्लेसमेंट. ओके, दिस हाई डिमांड इज देयर इन द मार्केट. अपने बारे में बता दो भाई, मेरे बारे में जान के क्या करेगा, छोड़ दो. फुल इंट्रो, कुछ इंट्रो नहीं है मेरा, बस समाज सेवा कर रहे हैं. सर आई विल फाइंड इट. ओके, डन. डन है आई गेस. ये नेक्स्ट जेएस क्या रिएक्ट से अच्छा है काम? यार नेक्स्ट जेएस इज समथिंग व्हिच यू कैन यूज फॉर बैक एंड एंड फ्रंट एंड बोथ. मतलब नेक्स्ट जेएस में हम बैक एंड भी लिख सकते हैं, बट दैट इज नॉट देयर विद रिएक्ट. ऑल्दो नेक्स्ट जेएस इज ऑल्सो दी जावास्क्रिप्ट का ही है, तो ऐसा कुछ वो नहीं है. बट इफ यू वांट टू गो इन फ्रंट एंड, गो विद React. If you want to do both, go with Next.js. डेवलपमेंट और डीएसए की लड़ाई में हम बाद में पढ़ेंगे. इट्स ऑल टुगेदर डिफरेंट कंसेप्ट. कितने परसेंटेज आने चाहिए जॉब मिलेगा, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है भाई. वेयर आर यू वर्किंग नाउ? ओके, लेट्स नॉट गो देयर. वेयर आई एम वर्किंग मैनी वेयर. ओके, सो आई एम मल्टीटास्कर. एक्टिंग में अपॉर्चुनिटी हो तो बताना. ओके सर, मेरे को भी बता देना एक्टिंग में अपॉर्चुनिटी हो तो आई विल ट्राई. यू आर गुड लुकिंग ब्रो, थैंक यू सो मच बडी. ठीक है यार, डन है. Done, I guess. So let's upgrade. If you want to take over the session, you can take over. कितना टाइम लगता है रिएक्ट सीखने में? भाई 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 भाई, रिएक्ट सीखने में इट विल टेक आई गेस 1.5 महीना. 1.5 महीना में पूरा रिएक्ट बढ़िया से हो जाएगा. ठीक है. Okay, जी. No, 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 no. It's not time to do projects as of now. It's lots of learning which is pending. Can you provide some interview question? अभी नहीं, मैं देखता हूँ बाद में, है ना? ठीक है जी, डन है आई गेस. डन, लेट्स ओवर. नो, रिएक्ट प्लस रिडक्स नहीं, रिएक्ट प्लस रिडक्स विल टेक 2 months. React plus Redux will take 2 months. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Tata. Good night, everyone. We'll meet you again tomorrow. Bye bye. Let's upgrade. You can take the lead now.